What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Daily Refinement. My name is Chris, and I earn a full-time living selling stuff online. Today, I want to go over why you really need to check your eBay fees, and maybe I can give you guys some ideas on how to simplify your eBay selling. So, I have opted towards selling more expensive items, less of them, no best offer, just to keep it simple. And I am also offering free shipping, and the main reason is for accounting. So, I want to show you guys, like in my reseller field guide here. We've sold two items so far, a pair of Skechers and a Poshmark hat. And you can see here, figuring out the marketing cost or what the cost is to sell on the platform is relatively straightforward because it's only one fee. So $2.50 for the hat and $4 for this Skechers. Now here you can also see I was charged $1.50 for a subtitle fee. Now this is something that accidentally happened. I had the letter S in the subtitle and it cost me an extra $1.50. So if you are not careful and one of your templates has some extra things checked like bold or subtitle, you're going to be charged extra and you may not even know because the eBay invoice is very difficult to understand, potentially by design. And I would want them to group it all together in the one fee. So if you're going to have promoted listings, store subscription, all that stuff, so that it makes it difficult for accounting, why not just add it all in the one fee so it's eBay one fee? Instead of having it be super complex. They also charge a final value fee on shipping now. And this is because back in the day, you could do $1 for the item and $100 for shipping and only pay the final value fee on the $1. So they've made it exactly twice as complicated by adding the final value fee on the shipping. So I've decided it's not worth it for whatever game you want to play with charging for shipping, etc. Because the accounting is just more difficult. So I would like to have a clean run with this new store with you guys so you can see exactly what's going on accounting wise. So it's full transparency. And you can see here, I have invested $83 into my inventory. I bought $83 worth of stuff. And now you can see over here, I'm $38.08. That's my cash flow situation. I've invested 83, but I've made, about $40 profit so far. And this is if you count me getting my own personal item for free. But since there are people who complain about that situation, I added in the $26.49 that I paid for this hat back in the day. Of course, it's not worth $26.49 because I wore it a couple times. So depending on how creative you want to be with your accounting, you can decide what your cost of goods sold is going to be on that item. I'm just going to put 0, but you could put $26.49 and say that you purchased it for resale and you're just a really bad reseller. So for $26.49, you purchased high and sold low for less than you paid for it, and you lost $9 on the item. If you paid $26.49, you only net $17.85 from the sale. That's one way of going about it. I'm not a CPA, and don't trust people on the internet with CPA advice because you should get a real accountant for that. I recommend 1-800-ACCOUNTANT. I'm not an affiliate, but you really need to understand your numbers here. And so that's why I'm opting for a more expensive average sale price, just because I want to do less accounting. I actually think it's easier to run a volume cheaper game. So people are saying that there's conflicting advice for me. There's no conflicting advice. It's easier to run a store that are cheaper items because there are more people who can afford your items. It's just more complex. Easier as in easier to get revenue, more complex as in more stuff to manage. Imagine if you are the company E4City. That's EFORCITY. That's Jack Ma. Not Jack Ma. Jack Shang, I believe, is the CEO of that. He's a big-time eBayer. At one point, was the largest eBayer. I think that he's no longer the biggest. There are a couple apparel companies that are bigger. I'm not sure if BHFO is the biggest as well. That's BHFO. Barry, Harry, Frank, Orlando. That's the name of that store. And then there's also a few other stores who have copied that model and done very, very well with just the 4 letters. And those 4 letters just represent their kids, I believe. Your store name is not really that important, especially on eBay. And also, getting a secondary store, not super critical. Meaning, should you create your own Shopify store so that if your eBay account gets shut down, you can sell on that site instead? You can. It's very difficult to get people to go to your website. I think people underestimate how hard that is. You need a webmaster that can manage your website, unless you want to do that yourself on top of all these other tasks. And then you have to pay for marketing to get people to go to your site. You have to manage your own chargebacks. It's more complex. So even those large companies like BHFO, if you watch their interviews, they do less than 5% of their business on their own websites. So it's not a huge plus necessarily, depending on what category you are in. Now, of course, if you understand how to do paid traffic and you can pay $5 and receive $10 in net profit, by all means, use your own website, because then you don't have to pay eBay's fee. So here you can see I paid $6.50 in fees already for 2 items, which is exactly 10%. You did get a bit of a discount with the store subscription, but I am opting not to get the store subscription for simplicity of accounting. This is a public store that I'm going to show you guys exactly what I am doing inside of here. So I want to be as transparent as possible. And also, this is not my full-time gig. This is just an experiment for YouTube. And I'm trying to minimize my time. I feel like this is an accurate representation because a lot of people are building an eBay company for fun or on the side or as a hobby, or eventually they want to grow into doing this for a full-time living. And so try to make it as simple as possible. Don't overcomplicate it. Hopefully you guys can see from my videos that it's very, very easy to overdo this and do way too much planning and systematizing and just not getting started. There was a lady that reached out to me and she's been watching YouTube videos for 9 months and she's never listed an item. And I was like, this is insane. So I was like, can you call me? So I talked to a random lady on the internet and she's like, okay, what do you want? I'm like, I want to list an item right now. Go get something and let's use your phone. Put me on speakerphone and let's list this item. This is insane. 9 months without any action. Let's do it. So we walked around. We found a teapot. She posted her first item. I posted it on Instagram. Somebody from my following bought it from her, and I thought that was incredible, right? So she got a sale immediately after she posted it, and she never listed another item. I don't get it. The action part of this is not obvious to a lot of people. There's not any type of secret or magic sauce to this. You just list stuff and then optimize it. I'll give you guys another idea for making sure that you know what's going on. Here we have an AWA sound system that I listed, right? Let's take a look at my other items. You can see here I have adjusted the price probably 4 or 5 times. I have a small store because this is an experiment. And you can see here it was at $119.99, which is what sold. This is sold before for $119, but that doesn't mean it's worth $119 because there's somebody else selling this item for like $110. So if you take a look at this, you type this into the search, you can see now I rank just under this gentleman, or maybe it's a lady. Under this person, I'm $5 cheaper than them. See, because I'm paying attention to the market, right? And this person, you can see here, they spent the extra money for promoted listings right here. So they're paying a fee. Who knows what they're paying? I still rank #1 as a brand new store with 0 feedback, right? So you can see which one are you going to buy? Are you going to buy the $74.99 one, right? Or are you going to buy the $79.99 one? Let's take a look at the different listings and get an idea. So this first one is mine. I took it literally in the storage unit that is right next door. Take a picture of all the required components, also the back of it so they can verify the model number. Let's take a look at their listing. Far less pictures. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. These are great photos as well. Nothing wrong with their photos. This actually looks like a stock photo from because they cropped it. But this is my competition. It does not have a remote. So let me see here. Mine is tested with the remote. So here we go. Now we have, I should be able to sell this item before this other person. Let's take a look at the solds also. Here we go. So here we go, $115.99. That's where I originally had it priced because it was the highest. But again, this store, I'm trying to show you guys how to do this with a small amount of money. This is sold 3 times in the last month, but there's only 3 available. I'm sorry, in the last 90 days. So I would anticipate that this system sells within the next 60 days, probably faster than that. I would say this sells in the next 6 weeks or so at the most because I am the cheapest. And look at the remote. The remote costs $20. If you add the remote to the cost of this, it's a lot more. Let me see if this is the same seller. Tech swap projectors. Oh no, they have multiples of it. Because sometimes what people will do is they will separate it out. So I could actually list this for $79.98, right? And then add in the remote separately for $15 free shipping, and I could squeeze another $15 out of this. But again, I am just trying to sell things quick. So because if you're looking here, people are already complaining that I put $83 into this and they have literally zero money. So I didn't go get something for free to start off with. Another thing that you can do, and I'm going to be putting in as much information as I can in here on stuff I can do for free. It's just very difficult. Like in the buy and resell business, usually you need money to buy the first part of it. You need some money to buy something. I'm going to try to keep this total amount invested under a couple $100. But it's difficult. I understand that people are looking for an excuse to not do this. But again, I just want to reiterate, most of this is just doing it. This accounting system, I didn't buy it from anybody. I just made it up myself. You can do it. You can do it yourself as well by just looking at different people's accounting systems online. You can download my reseller field guide and get this exact one and follow along. This is not editable because this is my own. This is why I put right here, download your own copy. In the first part of it, it explains how to do that. So right here, step 1. Fill out the yellow gold boxes on the right. Actually, before that, you want to click file on the top left right here, and then make a copy first. So make a copy for yourself, then start adding in your goals, because you can't edit this one because I'm showing you guys live instead of just talking about it. I'm going to show you guys how to do it so you can follow along and look at what I actually pay for items. And if you want to support me by buying a reseller field guide, I would much appreciate that, because this takes a lot of time and thinking to try to get it to work. And there's a lot of things that go into eBay that people don't really talk about, because most people who are doing well don't share their main stores. I don't share my main stores. I have stores that I've done in the past for YouTube that are visible, that are larger, but I would never share my real stores, because I'll tell you why. Let's go over here and take a look at the activity. This is a good reason for you guys not to share your solds. And I will go over in the next video how to hide your solds. We can take a look here. Let's go to, I don't have, let me see if I can get this. I don't have a store subscription, so it's a little harder to get to. I don't know why I don't just make Seller Hub free for it. Easier to access. There should be a Seller Hub bookmark. There's plenty of room here to have a hub bookmark. So let's take a look here at my active items. Okay, so take a look here. Look at how ridiculous the number of views each one of my items has, because I'm an influencer. So look at this. 90 people have looked at this pair of Kenneth Cole reaction. That's not possible. Okay, the reason it has 90 views is because people on YouTube are looking at my listings. This is why I don't share, and this is why you should not share if you are an influencer, because you're hurting your own traffic. eBay is like, what is wrong with this pair of shoes? 90 people have looked at it and no one's even made an offer. And I will tell you, I do have best offer on some of these items, because the condition is allowing me the extra room, and they're not popular products. So for example, these pairs of boots are not necessarily top sellers. It's also getting warmer, right? So I want to give people an opportunity to haggle a little bit. And on this sound system, to be honest, I'm okay selling it at $60 plus shipping, because it still meets my minimum requirements for the extra work required. So again, when I sell electronics, $15 is no longer the minimum. I'm trying to make at least $30, because it's a lot of extra work to ship a pair of speakers. And this is actually called a bookshelf system. I'm going to edit that right now, because again, my store is about daily refinement, and I did not add that in there. I put mini shelf, which I don't know. I think I just copied the previous person's listing. So let's go in here and add, I'm going to remove great, because no one cares about that word. And put in bookshelf, cassette, AM, FM, tested. I'm actually going to be more transparent here and just put, let me put here. I did not test the tape deck, but there's no visible issues with it. It opens without hindrance. Okay. Again, just continuously update. See here, it's saying that I could do so you see similar used listings. Cool. So now there's an app here where you can see here. There's a part of eBay where you can actually compare. Lowest price is me. Cool. That's great. They actually added in the price for you to make it easier to compare. Not bad. Exciting. You can see here, look, 100% positive feedback versus 0% because I haven't sold anything yet. So I reached out to that buyer and they did not give me a feedback. So that's totally messed up. I was like, hey, thank you so much for being my first customer. Will you please leave me a feedback? And they were like, don't care. So they did not leave me a feedback. And I can't leave them a feedback because you can't leave a feedback in the first 5 days of your account. So again, when you're small and nimble, you can go in here and adjust. It gets harder as you grow. You guys can see here, this number right here is $258.98 fixed price. I recommend if you are going to go full time, this number should be 50,000 or higher. I think it should be 100,000. So in case you have a bad month, you still can pay the bills. I think most people they don't plan any buffer for their sales being slow. So yep, hopefully this is useful, guys. If you guys enjoy this type of content, please like, comment, and subscribe. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and smash that notification button. I will be doing some live videos as well if you guys want to hop on for a live Q&A. Otherwise, you can comment your questions. I usually get to most of them. Have a great day.